Hello fans and friends across the universe, and welcome back to my YouTube channel from me to you. My name's Keir Smith. For today's video I'm going to be talking about the fact that this album, Sometime in New York City, is being omitted from this latest re-release of John Lennon's solo back catalogue. So on the 8th of May 2026, nearly all of John Lennon's solo back catalogue will be released on super high material CD, Japanese format, complete with Obi strip, but of course not Sometime in New York City. And by now, we all know why. It's because of that goddamn song, Woman is the Nigger of the World. And I posted a video talking about my disappointment that that particular song was omitted from the Power to the People box set that we got last year. It's becoming crystal clear now that the people that distribute John Lennon's music and Sean Ono Lennon, John's son, see fit to somehow try and erase this song from history. And now it seems the album. And of course it can never really go away. All of the songs from Sometime in New York City were on that Power to the People box set that I mentioned. And of course, since Sometime in New York City was released back in 1972, there's been other reissues of that album through the years. So the album is there, the songs are there, people are aware of it, and it will never truly go away. Certainly not in the hearts of Beatles and John and Yoko fans. And it annoys me because it's a good song. And yes, I know that it uses a naughty word, and I'm not stupid. I know the society that I live in, and I know how it will be frowned upon, and it maybe doesn't shed John in, or Yoko for that matter, in the greatest light. Don't forget that it was Yoko that coined the phrase, the title of the song in question. But I think to myself, how dare you try and omit a song by the great John Lennon? Yes, it's a provocative song. Yes, it certainly raised eyebrows back then, and I'm sure that it would again raise eyebrows. That's the intention of the song. But I think that most John Lennon fans would know and appreciate that this was a pro-feminist song and not in any way, shape or form a racist attack, or indeed meant as a racial slur even. And I mentioned all of this in the video that I posted last year, so I won't go over old ground again. But when I posted that previous video that I mentioned, I remember thinking to myself at the time, how far should I take this? How far should I be seen to be discussing this? How much detail should I go into? And so I'm going to revisit some of the thoughts that I had back then and tell them to you now, just because I think they're relevant. So I thought to myself, okay, fair enough. John and Yoko use that word in a song and it's frowned upon. But then I quickly thought to myself, there's another artist that uses that word and a really big band that uses possibly an even worse word in the song. So I'm quickly going to run through the lyrics of these songs for you now. The first from a song by Bob Dylan, a song taken from his 1976 album Desire. The song is called Hurricane. And this was a song that showed support for the boxer Reuben Carter, who was imprisoned. I think he had a triple murder pinned on him. Completely innocent, spent many years in prison and was eventually freed. Bob sings, "All of Reuben's cards were marked in advance. The trial was a pig circus. He never had a chance. The judge made Reuben's witnesses drunkards from the slums. To the white folks who watched, he was a revolutionary bum. And to the black folks, he was a crazy nigger. No one doubted that he pulled the trigger, and though they could not produce the gun, the DA said he was the one who did the deed, and the all-white jury agreed." So yeah, so Bob uses that word. But again, it's used in context. It's actually a song that shows support for Reuben Carter. The next song that I'd like to quote is a song by Pink Floyd, and this is a song called In the Flesh, which is taken from their double album, The Wall. And if you follow the rather lengthy and in-depth narrative of The Wall, then you get the picture as you go along. Pink suffers childhood trauma, he loses his father in the war, he grows up and is beaten at school, he has problems with his wife, turns to drink and drugs and slowly drives himself crazy, and at this point in the album he's almost lost the plot completely and is now performing on stage imagining himself as some fascist dictator. And so on this song, In the Flesh, he's on stage performing and throwing insults at his audience. Roger roars, "That one looks Jewish, and that one's a coon. Who let all this riffraff into the room? There's one smoking a joint, and that one's got spots. If I had my way, I'd have all of you shot." It's pretty intense stuff, but again, it's not to be taken too seriously. Roger is adopting this tyrannical figure, and he's educating us about the lunacy of it all. And there's a third song by the Style Council, taken from their Our Favourite Shop album from 1985 called The Stand-Up Comics Instructions. And this is a spoken word piece that is read out by the 80s black comedian Lenny Henry. The song was written by Paul Weller, and as soon as I heard this song, I thought it was very funny, in fact. And so Lenny Henry says, "Hold their glasses, they can't hold their beer. Tell them the one about the frigging queer. Do the one that always works, about the lazy blacks that don't like work. And once you've got them, keep them there. Raise their spirits, raise their cheer. Do that one that never fails, about the gang of white thugs and the Asian male." No naughty words there, and certainly much more light-hearted and less intense, but in this day and age, I'm sure it could easily be taken the wrong way. And like the aforementioned John and Yoko song, these three songs are all politically charged and designed to provoke thought. They're not there to be taken apart literally, and they're certainly not meant to be racist in any way, shape or form. Now, I also understand that none of those three songs contain the naughty word in the title of the song, and that no doubt allows the songs to slip under the radar somewhat. I also understand that if you were to walk into a record store these days and you saw that album with that title front and centre, then again, it's going to cause a problem immediately. I understand that. And then I thought to myself and chuckled that maybe they could put a brown paper bag over the cover of the album, much like they did with John and Yoko's Two Versions album. And then I thought to myself, no, not at all, because that's not necessary. Because two rap albums came to mind, one by NWA, you know what NWA stands for, right? And the other by Tupac. The one by NWA was called Niggers for Life, and the other by Tupac was called Strictly for My Niggers. There, on the front cover of the album, for everyone to see. Now, admittedly, neither of those are quite the sensation that John Lennon is, of course not. But how many times have you heard that word used in a rap song? Look at these lyrics here by the great Busta Rhymes. How many times is that word used? I mean, don't get me wrong, this is absolute poetry, and it's a really good song by Busta Rhymes, one that I enjoy very much. It's called Gimme Some More. Check it out. And of course, all of this is seen as perfectly fine. And you know what I say? Good. Good for you. You use that word. If that's the word that you want to use to express yourself, to make your song whatever you want to make it, then go ahead. I won't be offended. Not at all. Okay, I think I've proved my point here, so let me get away from that and talk about another John Lennon song, Cold Turkey, a song that is unquestionably about withdrawal from heroin. Now, you don't need me to tell you that heroin is an illegal substance, a drug that is readily available and ruins lives on a daily basis. And here's John Lennon singing about the horrors of withdrawing from the drug. This is illegal, but this song, this particular song, is not being cancelled. Unbelievable. Now again, this is a really good song, even better than the song that I've been talking about. And I don't want to give anyone any ideas in particular about potentially getting rid of this song. But again, there's also a big difference between using a bad or regrettable word and doing something highly illegal. But again, I also understand this is the idiotic world that we now find ourselves in, where people see fit to somehow compromise John Lennon's art. We're not just talking about anyone here, we're talking about John Lennon. And that's it really. I merely wanted to come on here and give my 2 pence worth for what it's worth and defend John and Yoko's Sometime in New York City, because it's a good album, an important album in John and Yoko's back catalogue together. Yes, it's politically charged. Yes, it's provocative. Yes, it's going to upset some people. That's what it was supposed to do. It was designed to make you think as the listener, to draw some conclusions from it, to maybe even agree with some of the points that they were making. That's what good rock and roll music does, or is designed to do. It's what some of those rap records are designed to do too. I would say to any artist, go ahead, express yourself, say the things that you think are important. I know that most of you watching this video will be nodding along and saying, you know what, he's at the very least got a point. As you can tell, it bothers me, it annoys me, it pisses me off that an album by the great John Lennon can be cast aside because it might upset a few people. But hey, what do I know? I'm merely a big John Lennon fan who wants to see his and Yoko Ono's work preserved, and I will defend it every day of the week. In my humble opinion, the hierarchy that distribute John Lennon's music should not be trying to hide away an album like Sometime in New York City because of negative connotations. I mean, seriously, can you imagine the hierarchy at some of those rap labels like Def Jam or Aftermath hiding some of their albums away? They'd have little else to sell. But anyway, that's more than enough from me. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for my next video sometime soon. Until then, bye for now.